Okay, everyone. So welcome to this session. And with a question, is a SOC 2 report good for the future? Let's cover some detail here. First, cover covers a specific time, forward validity, how clients interpret it. First, type one. No, it only reflects the statute on a single day. For example, May 1st, 2025. That's for type one, right? May be used temporarily after issued, but becomes less useful with time. Clients see it as we had things in place on that day, no proof you are still compliant, right? But what of SOC 2 type 2? Yes, it covers a period of time, for example, January 1 to June 30th. Say organization have it, assess it, issue, we have a system that they are assessing all the way from January 1 to June, let's say May, we are entering June now, to May 30th, right? So what happens that when they issue the report, how would the client use it? It's been issued now. That's something. So are we going to use it in the future or how does it work? Something that we're going to see. Yes, remain valid and trusted for 12 months from the end date of the audit period. Do you see? So it still remain valid for 12 months. So if it ends June or May 30th, then from June 1st, 2025 to June 2026, that report still remains valid. And now I hope you guys are able to see the reason why we said that when we talk about the point in time and over a period of time, because you want to show the control operational effectiveness over that period of time. And that's why we talk of like June 1 to 30th. Remember, we talk about like the door remaining locked. If it's a type 1, you see it on that day. But type 2, that's something that you have observed over this period of time. You've gone through the CC camera, you've gone through the reporting or the audit logs, and you're able to tell this has been consistent. I know that this control, because it has been consistent over this period of time, apparently it can definitely be consistent for the next 12 months also. Okay, I got you. And that's why I said clients sees it as this company run compliant controls over time, strong assurance. All right. But let's try to clarify things even more further, okay? SOC 2 reports, especially type 2, look forward, not look backward, not forward. SOC 2 reports, especially type 2, look forward, not look backward. They look backward. Remember, this they assess it from January to May. We're in June. That's why it looked backward, not forward. But stakeholders often use them as forward indicators of trustworthiness. Okay, because as of the time they perform assessment, it's backward. They've done it. But stakeholders now will definitely use it as a way forward to indicate trustworthiness with USA or that particular information system or the process or the service, okay, being provided. A SOC 2 Type 2 report covering January 1 to June 30th, 2025. We can talk of May or June, and issued in August 2025 is typically considered valid until August 2026. I hope this makes sense, right? Because that time we've put from January to June, check control has been consistent, operational has been effective throughout that time. So when that report is being issued, there's an assumption that yes, this report or controls will also be effective for the next 12 months. And come to think of it, this is security, right? This is GRC. So we're doing this after 12 months, we start the process again. Before it even get expired, we have already initiated the process. And that's why you guys are going to see in the future, if you're able to buy this course, when you are assessing or analyzing a SOC 2 Type 2 report, the very first thing you're going to check is the validity of that report. Is that report valid? Important. Because they've done it, they will tell you this report expired on this day. So what if you have a situation where they will give you expired reports? What happened? They issue an expired report. What do you do from there? We're going to see that, okay, in future videos. Most companies renew it annually to maintain the trust window. And that's why they are paying you plenty of money to be reading stuff. Just read. Third party, you send questionnaire, the answer, you read. There are times that, if you guys, having some vendor, like difficult vendors where they don't want to release info or certain docs, that's where you can meet with them on Zoom. You can ask those questions. You can just better understand the process, but still, there's the same principle that we are discussing here. Okay? Why this matters? For example, it's SOC 2 type 1. It's like getting a passport. That's type 1. It's like getting a passport photo taken. It proves how you look that day, but no one knows what happened after. I have this on, tomorrow I change it. Nobody really knows. That's a type 1. But what of a type 2? It's like reviewing daily checks in at your security gate, right? It proves consistency and is much more credible and long lasting. Once I've done that for a very period of time, then of course that shows credibility, right? But SOC 2 Type 2 report time frame and validity explained. Let's say audit, we explained this already. Audit period ranges from January 1 to June 30th. This means that the auditor is evaluating how your controls performed during those 6 months in the past, right? Think of it as a rare what? A rear view mirror, right? Think of it as a rear view mirror. Did your control work consistently during that period? Rear view mirror, did it work consistently? You are checking. Does it really work consistently during that period? That's exactly what this thing is all about. But when it's issued, the SOC 2 Type 2 report will typically be issued 1 to 2 months after the audit period ends, right? And that's why organization will need to initiate the process on time, because as soon you are approaching your expiration date, you make sure you don't wait for the report to expire before you initiate, a review or renewal, right? Before, give yourself a couple of months, issue, put in a request. That way they can come and review your system, assess your system, and issue another report. Because again, remember that report, you have a lot of clients that are, in partnership with you because of that. So that's some of the things that, again, we talk about trust, right? Trustworthiness. You don't want the report to expire before, thinking, oh, I forgot. It doesn't work that way. But why they delay, the auditor needs time to review all the evidence. That's a lot, sample, ticket, and name it. They have to finalize the testing, and with that, they have to draft the report, right? And this, how long does it consider valid? This is something that we've discussed. Even though it looks backward, most clients and regulators will consider the report valid for 12 months after the end of the audit period, as long as there are no major security incident. For example, audit period January 1 to January 1 to June 30th, report issued, it was issued August 2025, but trusted until August 2026, depending on client policies, right? So this is why many companies review their SOC 2 reports annually to avoid a gap and maintain continuity, right? Why stakeholder use it forward? Even though it's a backward looking report, yes, what the stakeholders, that's what it tells stakeholders. They had secure controls in place consistently for 6 months. They passed an audit recently. They probably still have those same controls operating today. So why technically backward looking? It serves as a forward facing controls document. Okay. So think of it like a credit report. Tell me about it. It summarizes your past financial behavior, but banks use it to predict future reliability. Just as your credit report, that's exactly how this works, right? SOC 2 report works as the same. It's a past performance report that builds future confidence. For you to be able to buy your house, for you to be able to finance a car and all those things, they focus so much on your previous history, right? Same principle applies. If you had this good history, so they predict it and they feel like, okay, you know what, we're gonna base interest with you for future, like, or build future confidence based on your previous or past history. So same thing happens here. Okay. And this gives us a good timeline of all what we've been discussing. If you see a SOC 2 type 2 report timeline, you have the audit report, you have the trust period, that's client perception. I would say that, for example, they audited the system from ranging from January 1 to June 30th. And we have that. And then a report was issued in August 15, 2025. If this report was issued in August, so once when they finished, they took June, like July, and have 2 weeks in August to be able to draft that report. And once the report had been drafted, everything finalized. So the report was issued. And when that report issued, you see now you have that report. Guess what? Your clients can rely on this report. If you have services, you offer some form of services, client will use this report, follow the time frame that you have, that the report is still valid. And then you say August 15, that particular trust expired. But before this even expired, so somewhere around maybe February or April, you've already initiated a renewal of that particular report, because you don't want a situation where this report expired and guess what, you can lose your contract. And think of, we are talking of many dollars, right? And this simply explains all what we've covered. From here, the audit report, your controls are monitored during the time. The report is issued after testing and reviewed. The report is typically considered valid and used to demonstrate compliance for the following year, unless there is a major security event. Okay. And with that, it gives us an overview of the different reports we've spoken of, talk on, and now we're going to go in detail what is to report. So with this, make sure you take your time, pause, understand the concept, perform, carry out some research. Once you understand this, and honestly, you will love security because it is that easy, I promise you. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.